Uh, what happens when West Africa and East Asia swipe right on each other? Buckle up because we're about to dive into one of the wildest geopolitical thought experiments out there. Imagine Burkina Faso, the land of honest men, and China, the Middle Kingdom, deciding to merge their destinies. It sounds like the setup for a joke my uncle would tell after one too many drinks, but when you look at the headlines, it's not as crazy as you think. It's a world of vibrant markets and high-tech infrastructure, ancient traditions and global ambitions, all mashed together. So, for the next 10.5 minutes, I'm going to be your guide through this incredible, hypothetical fusion. We're counting down the top 5 escalating surprises. We'll start with the handshakes and work our way up to the high-stakes drama. This isn't your standard political analysis. Think of it more like a reality show where the prize is, well, we're not quite sure yet, but it's definitely going to be entertaining. All right, let's start at the beginning. Surprise number 1, the diplomatic dance-off. Imagine the first state dinner. On one side, you have the Chinese delegation, perfectly tailored dark conservative suits. They look like they're about to negotiate the fate of the global economy. They've practiced their handshakes, the angle of their nods. Everything is choreographed down to the millimeter. It's precision, it's order, it's like a ballet of bureaucracy. Then, through the doors, walks the Burkina Faso delegation. They roll in, wearing grand boubou. Faso Dan Fani, close-up. Colors and patterns that tell stories. The fabrics breathe history. They don't just walk into a room, they make an entrance. The Chinese diplomats, with prepared talking points about 5-year plans, are suddenly faced with a level of drip. Like a corporate board meeting crashed by the coolest people at the Met Gala. The first meeting is less negotiation, more an unspoken fashion competition. The Chinese stick to the script: Belt and Road Initiative, ports, highways. Meanwhile, the Burkina Faso diplomats are probably thinking, this is a very nice, very serious suit. But does it have pockets big enough for a phone and some roasted peanuts for later? No. A design flaw, my friend. The cultural gap is a canyon, and they're all just smiling across it. Okay, so the diplomats have survived the initial awkwardness. The deals are signed. Now for surprise number 2, roads, railways, and a surprise market. The Chinese construction teams arrive and they do what they do best. They build. They build fast. Brand new 6-lane superhighways smoother than a baby's bottom slicing through the Sahel. Gleaming new railway lines connecting Ouagadougou to, well, wherever the lithium is. It's an infrastructure miracle. Perfectly painted lines, solar-powered streetlights, shiny new signs in both Mandarin and French. The Chinese project managers are standing there, chests puffed out, clipboards in hand, admiring their work. Perfect. Right on schedule. A glorious artery of commerce and progress. They're expecting a parade, maybe a ribbon-cutting ceremony with some lukewarm champagne. But then, Monday morning happens. Market day. The slow lane becomes a parking lot for donkey carts. The breakdown lane becomes the city's premier spot for selling grilled goat and mangoes. The central median hosts a very intense game of football between kids. The project manager's eye starts twitching. This wasn't in the blueprint.
Excuse me, sir. This is a high-speed transportation corridor.
Excellent. More customers will be able to get here faster.
This is the chaotic clash of formal infrastructure and informal economy. China builds the road, but Burkina Faso provides the traffic. It's not just cars, people-life commerce in its most raw and vibrant form. The Chinese engineers designed a road to get from point A to point B. Locals see the road and think, this is a fantastic new point A. Engineers might adapt. Maybe highways get a grilled goat lane. Maybe stations come with market stalls. They're pragmatic. They see a problem and engineer a solution. The problem? Life is messy. The solution? Make the blueprints a little messier. Chapter 3. So the roads are built, and they've become the world's most efficient markets. What's next? Surprise number 3. Tech chamomile tea. The local hack China, the global tech behemoth, decides to bring its digital prowess to Burkina Faso. Sleek glass and steel tech hubs popping up in Ouagadougou, filled with servers humming away, promising 5G, promising AI, promising the Internet of Things. Huawei engineers are everywhere, laying fiber optic cables. ZTE engineers are everywhere, laying fiber optic cables. Inside these hubs, it's a world of calm, controlled innovation. Programmers sipping on chamomile tea for focus, working in hushed, air-conditioned rooms. They're developing complex algorithms, facial recognition software, state-of-the-art surveillance systems. It's all about efficiency, data, top-down technological solutions. They're ready to digitize the entire nation, one securely encrypted packet at a time. The future is here, and it is orderly. But right outside the gates of this pristine tech campus, a different kind of innovation is happening. This is the world of the local hack. A guy who charges 15 phones at once using a car battery and a web of tangled wires he calls the octopus. Teenagers who can bypass mobile payment limits using a sequence of codes shared on WhatsApp. This isn't top-down, it's ground-up, necessity-driven genius. Imagine a Chinese tech executive giving a presentation on a new, cutting-edge smartphone. He's talking about gigapixels. He's talking about processing power. Then someone asks, can it translate a mossy proverb about a goat and a hyena with the elder's nuance? The executive just blinks. His multi-billion-dollar R&D did not account for proverbial goats. This is the collision of two tech ecosystems. One is formal, corporate, built on massive scale. The other is informal, agile, built on clever workarounds. Chapter 4. The tech is blending. The roads are bustling. So what's the next logical step? A party, of course. Surprise number 4. The Great Burkina China Cultural Fusion Festival. Someone in the Ministry of Culture, in a moment of pure genius or utter madness, decides that the best way to celebrate this new partnership is to throw a massive festival, a celebration of two ancient cultures coming together. What could possibly go wrong? The festival grounds are a sight to behold. On one end, you have the Chinese delegation, who have flown in a world-class troupe of dragon dancers. The dragon is magnificent. 100 feet of silk and sequins, weaving through the air with disciplined, synchronized perfection. They've also brought acrobats who can balance on chairs stacked to the sky, and, of course, a fireworks display so massive it can probably be seen from space. It's a spectacle of precision, scale, and pyrotechnics. On the other end of the field, you have the Burkina Faso troops, and they have brought the drums. Djembes, dunduns, balafons. The sound isn't just something you hear, it's something you feel in your bones, in your soul. It's a primal, powerful rhythm that's been the heartbeat of West Africa for centuries. Masked dancers from the Bobo and Bois peoples emerge, telling ancient stories through movement. It's raw, it's spiritual, it's gloriously, unapologetically loud. Now imagine the moment these two performances are supposed to fuse. The festival organizer, a nervous man with a clipboard, blows a whistle. The Chinese dragon begins its elegant, flowing dance. The music is delicate, played on traditional flutes and cymbals. It's serene. It's beautiful. Then, from the other side of the field, the Burkina Faso drum circle kicks in. And it doesn't just kick in, it explodes. The sound hits the dragon dance like a sonic boom. It starts to move a little faster, a little more erratically. It's no longer a graceful serpent. It's a dragon that's just had way too much coffee. The serene flute music is completely drowned out by a rhythm that makes you want to dance, whether you want to or not. The acrobats on their tower of chairs start wobbling. This isn't just a clash of sounds, it's a clash of artistic philosophies. One is about collective harmony and visual spectacle. The other is about individual expression and participatory energy. In the Chinese performance, the audience watches in respectful silence, applauding at the designated moments. In the Burkina Faso performance, the audience is the performance. They're singing, they're dancing, they're part of the energy. You've got Chinese officials who are used to orderly banquets, being pulled into a dance circle by a laughing Burkina Faso grandmother. At first they're stiff, awkward, but after a few minutes, you see a smile crack. They're starting to get it. Chapter 5. We've had the dances, the roads, the tech, the festival. It's all been fun and games. But now we get to the heart of it all. Surprise number 5, the finale. Politics, power plays, and peace talks. This is where the thought experiment gets real. Stakes are highest. Not a comedy, a political thriller with jokes. Imagine the Situation Room, air thick with tension. Chinese strategists, masters of the long game, thinking decades and centuries. Their interest, strategic positioning in Burkina Faso. Sahel as a geopolitical chessboard. Regional security counterterrorism securing their economic investments. They want predictability. Burkina Faso leadership survived multiple coups, thinking week to week. Immediate threats to national security. Need stability, fiercely protective of sovereignty. They've just kicked out one foreign power, wary of another, serious prenups. Who is most powerful in the room? The translator. Adama, 28, studied Mandarin in Beijing. Adama becomes kingmaker. Chinese official gives a long, nuanced statement. Adama listens and translates. They think we're doing a great job. Fate of nations on his wording. General says, we will defend our land with the spirit of Thomas Sankara. Adama can't translate literally. Who is this Sankara? He must translate the spirit. The general expresses firm commitment to national sovereignty. Adama is the MVP. Plot twist. Expectation of big country domination. A story of neocolonialism 2.0. A real risk. Debt traps, no strings attached approach. Surprise. Burkina Faso has agency. Leaders balancing powers. Russia, the US, France, China. Burkina leverages China's need for regional stability. You want mines and railways secure? Invest in our security, development, people. The bargaining chip, their stability. Finale is not takeover. It's pragmatic negotiation. Cooperation. Burkina Faso knowledge, plus Chinese resources. Not a flag over Ouagadougou, a joint initiative and press conference. Co-led by Chinese engineers, local Burkina Faso peace-building experts. Not a fairy tale. Messy, hopeful compromise. This unlikely partnership could produce fragile peace and prosperity. Plot twist, indeed. Outro, and there you have it. So those are the 5 things. Diplomatic dance-offs where fashion is foreign policy. High-stakes translator drama where one guy holds the fate of 2 nations in his hands. We've seen pristine highways turned into bustling markets and high-tech hubs powered by local ingenuity. We even threw a festival that was a beautiful, chaotic mess of drums and dragons. This was a big thought experiment, and I hope it gave you something to chew on, or at least a good laugh. If that gave you a laugh or a thought, leave a like and follow for more cross-cultural what-ifs. Seriously, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to tell me you want more of this, and it helps me build this community where we can explore these fascinating, weird corners of our world together. Let me know in the comments what other wild mashups you want to see. I'm taking notes. At the end of the day, what does a Burkina-China merger look like? It's complicated, it's risky, but it's also full of potential. 2 countries, a weird mashup, maybe some great noodles and Toby in the mix. It's a reminder that the world is not as simple as headlines make it seem. It's a place of constant negotiation, adaptation, and surprising connections. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.